Good morning, Patriots. JT here, Serenity Farms prepping. Cowboys versus Giants. It means war. What happens in wars? People get killed, property gets destroyed, economies get wrecked. Life as we know it is usually never the same. All right, so say you got a Cowboys fan and you got a Giants fan. They could be best buds. They could not know each other. They could be frenemies. So the Cowboys and the Giants are playing a game today. And it's back and forth, nip and tuck. This quarterback throws a bomb. Their quarterback throws a bomb. There's some sneak attacks with like end arounds and misdirection plays. And then there's another bomb. Sometimes the team that has the biggest payroll wins. Sometimes they don't. Depends on who is footing the bill for that payroll sometimes. So the game goes back and forth. Seems like forever. Goes through weddings, goes through funerals, election cycles, all sorts of stuff. Nobody can win this thing. Very likely it's going to go to overtime even. But somebody's got a secret plan. That plan gets executed. And finally, the game is over. In this particular scenario, the Cowboys win. But the Giants fan, he doesn't take it well. Even though he wasn't actually on the field, had no control over how the game was played out, is pissed. So, that night, he wanders on over to the Cowboys fans' house. And in the dead of night, lights it on fire, exit, tars his windows. But it's all on camera. It's all exposed. The Cowboy fan has it all recorded. So he calls the police and the police show up. They've got the Giants fan on tape. They confront him with the tape. And he denies that it was him. He persists. Holds a press conference and says, despite all the evidence and facts you see with your own eyes on that tape, I didn't do it. It's laughable. Cowboy fans across the planet are like, look, you idiot, it's you on tape. It's like me saying, I didn't make this video. That's not me looking at you, and it's not me speaking. Don't believe your lying eyes. But Giants fans are defending this moron. course, they're not going to go to jail with him. They're not going to suffer any of the consequences of siding with someone who's obviously guilty, but they don't care because he's a Giants fan, just like they are. Finally, the press gets involved. The story's making national headlines. Well, the press apparently are Giant fans as well, because they actually come out and print a story defending the Giant fan for his actions. Not trying to deny it was him, because there's photos and video, and he even admitted he did it. No, they're defending his actions because it's the Cowboy team's fault. They beat the Giants. So that calls for retribution. He's perfectly within his rights to do it, because if the Cowboys hadn't beat the Giants, then he wouldn't have had to burn, egg, and tar the Cowboy fans' house. And half the country swallows it and agrees. Yes, that had to be done. It's okay. It wasn't his fault. That's exactly what just happened with Ukraine and Russia and Poland and NATO and the scumbags in the USSA. Immediately, everyone come out and blame Russia for a bomb or two that landed in Poland. Killed a couple people, destroyed some buildings. A couple days later, comes out, Ukraine actually did it, but it was an accident. Okay? The United States says it doesn't matter if it was an accident. We still blame Russia, even though they know Ukraine did it with U.S. supplied materials. Then NATO and the press come out and say, well, yes, Ukraine did it and it was an accident. And then Mr. Raytheon Austin, the man personally wrecking our military, comes out and says, if Russia hadn't attacked them way back when, this wouldn't have happened. So we don't hold Ukraine liable for what happened in Poland. But by the truth coming out, Poland's a NATO country. U.S. is a NATO country. Now the U.S. just lost another attempted excuse they were trying to come up with so that they could get NATO countries to attack Russia and throw us into World War III. That's how stupid this entire thing is. How treasonous, how traitorous, right from the get-go. Now let's throw in the FTX crap and the billions laundered through Ukraine right back to Democrats' pockets for campaigns. Illegal campaign contributions. That's where we are. How do you defeat this kind of corruption? Maxine Waters interviewed. Are you going to give your money back? No. Do you know how many Democrats got money? None of them are willing to give this back. They each got millions laundered through Ukraine back to them. You see where we're at? That's where we're at. Like, share, subscribe, comment, notification bell. But for now, JT, signing out.